Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Danny Pennington from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie line of figures from NECA Toys. You can see down here in the corner that this was a Loot Crate exclusive, and what NECA is doing with Loot Crate every so often, they have like a set of 4 crates, usually one for the movie, one for the cartoon, one for the video game, and one for the comics, and then they just kind of have you sign up for a subscription whether you do all 4 or buy them individually, however you prefer. But this is our first one. So the first one was movie themed, and so we get this Danny figure. He's exclusive to Loot Crate. I think they've pretty much said that he's not going to be released any other way, but I mean, who knows? That could change. Maybe they'll do a 2-pack or something later on down the line. But for right now, he is definitely exclusive to Loot Crate. So if you're looking for him, that is the only way to get him. Packaging very reminiscent of the other movie TMNT figures that we've seen. Over here on the side, this is made to look like the old FHE distributed video cassette, with, you know, kind of the black with the green tint around the letters and the pictures and everything like that. I really appreciate that attention to detail. And that carries on to the back here with the picture of the 4 turtles and NECA written in the old FHE logo style, which is really fun. Then you get some cool pose shots with the figure up here, and then just another big shot of the figure on this side. Not really too much going on there on the top. But yeah, he looks really cool. I'm very excited for him. I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the packaging here, and we're going to take a closer look. So here's the Danny figure out of the packaging. I think for the most part he looks pretty good. I think his arms are just a little too thin. I don't know, they look in strange proportion to the rest of his body. Like, I think the t-shirt looks fine. I think the jeans and the sneakers all look great. Really nice detailing and paint applications and everything. But just even like the sleeves and the arms, they just seem kind of thin. I don't know. But let's take a look at the head sculpt. I think they did a nice job. I think that really does look like the actor. I think they did a pretty good job with the head sculpt there. Now, this is not the one he comes packed with in the packaging. He does have the bandana on in the box, but I switched it out. Now, I will say the hair almost feels a little sticky. I don't think that's going to be a problem over time, but I also wanted to show off how to switch it out. So you just go ahead and pop this one off, and you can see it's a much smaller peg than I was expecting. Larger ball joint down here at the base of the neck. And then you just go ahead and you pop this on here like so. And it snaps on pretty easily. I think they did a good job with both heads. I kind of prefer this one just because I think it's, I don't know, a little bit, not that they're not in scale, but the bandana just kind of breaks up the head a little bit and just, I don't know, seems a little bit more natural. But both head sculpts I think are pretty good. So as you saw there, you have kind of a ball joint at the base of the neck. And then you have that connection kind of in the skull there, so you can look side to side, you can look down, look up, tilt a little bit side to side. So you have a nice range of motion in the head there. For the shoulders, there is a hinge. Mine only goes up about that far. It feels like it should be able to go up higher, but it doesn't. And of course you have the rotation as well. And like I said, just the arms seem really thin. I don't know why. You have a hinge there, and you have a rotation as well. And then for the wrists, you can see you have a hinge and a rotation. Mine are really difficult to move. Luckily, I don't really need to move them all that much. But there are hinges there. They're just a little tight, and because they're so thin, I kind of don't want to force them too much. Down here, coming to the waist area, I don't think there's anything in the torso. At least it doesn't feel like there is. I think that's kind of static. You can kick forward. You can kick back a little bit. You can kind of kick out to the side. You can see that there is a hinge joint there. I don't think there's any kind of thigh swivel, but I could be wrong. Let's try it. Yeah, okay, there is. There is a thigh swivel there. That's good. So you have that movement. You have a 90-degree bend at the knee, as well as a rotation there. And then you have a rotation and kind of a rocker there in the ankle. And the sneakers look really nice. They're really nicely detailed. And I think the jeans look really good as well. They did a really nice job with, you know, the denim look. It really looks authentic. I think that's a nice job. The t-shirt's okay. I mean, I know he does. It's a massive t-shirt on the kid in the movie, and that's what they're trying to replicate. But it almost just looks a little too big. But honestly, I think the head sculpt is good. I think the t-shirt's fine. I think the jeans and the sneakers are good. I just think the arms are a little thin. I don't know why. They just look a little thin to me. I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine over time. And I can't wait to get the movie April to pose them together. I don't have that yet, unfortunately, but it should be coming somewhat soon. Now, the other accessory that he has, he's got his Walkman. But I feel like this is only a matter of time before this just disintegrates, because it really already kind of feels like it wants to. Um, the headphones are ridiculously thin, kind of rubbery plastic. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll hold up, but I mean, just trying to put them on the head, I felt like they were getting ready to just completely fall apart in my hands. So maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe that's just how they feel, but I hope they stand the test of time. I mean, they do, you know, they fit on the head nice. I think they look good. And then you have the, pretty long length of cord there. And then you have the Walkman itself. So let me see if I can get in a little bit closer so we can see the detail there. Not an incredible amount of detail, but I think good enough. You can kind of see, I think that's supposed to be the buttons, but I could be wrong. So you have a little bit of detail there for the Walkman. And then this is kind of a softer rubbery plastic as well, but you could just kind of put it in his hand. And he doesn't come with any alternate hands or anything like that. Let me see if I can get this in here. So, I don't know, maybe something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's a cool accessory, and like I said, it's definitely, he uses it a lot in the movie, so that makes sense. And I might even have this on backwards. I'm not quite sure which way this is supposed to go. But in any case, just be very careful with this accessory. I'm so glad they included it, because like I said, it's kind of a, I don't want to say major part of the movie, but he is seen using it a lot. So it makes sense that he would come with this. And just be careful with it. It's very, very, very ginger. Be very careful with it, because it really feels like it's about to fall apart in my hands. And it could just be, they went with like a rubbery plastic to make sure it lasted longer, and maybe that's the case. But it really just feels very thin, and I'm afraid if you're too quick with it, you could tear it. So just be careful. But in any case, I think he's a cool figure. I really do think they did a good job with the head sculpts. I think some of the best ones they've done, because like I said, that really does look exactly like that kid from the movie to me. I think the shirt looks good. I think the detail and the texture and everything on the sneaker and the jeans, I think, is really impressive. I think that looks really authentic and works really well. I just think the arms are a little thin. I think they'll be fine. I don't think they're going to break or anything. I just mean as far as proportion to the rest of his body, I feel like his arms are just a little thin. They could have just made him just a little bit bigger, and I think he would have been a little bit more in proportion. But overall, I think it's a pretty cool looking figure. Definitely glad I decided to pick it up and add him to the collection, because like I said, he's a pretty important character to the first movie. And if he is exclusive to Loot Crate, then I'm glad I decided to pick him up, because, gotta have Danny for the collection. Pretty important character. I wonder if we'll get a Charles. That's really, if we can get, I think we need Charles, and we need the angry police chief. That'll really round out the cast from the first movie. I feel like they're running out of characters from that first movie, but if we can get Charles and the angry police chief, I think we're good to go. So let me know what you guys think about this guy in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.